Have you ever wondered how impactful is the International Monetary Fund on our global economy? This is a question that piques the interest of economists, policymakers, and even the average citizen who may not be fully aware of the IMF's influence. Let's dive in. The International Monetary Fund, or the IMF as it's more commonly known, is a powerful player in the global economic arena. Established in 1944, the IMF's primary purpose is to ensure the stability of the international monetary system. It does so by monitoring economic trends and offering financial assistance and advice to its 190 member countries. Picture this: the global economy is a ship navigating the tumultuous seas of economic instability. The IMF, then, is like the captain of this ship. Its role is to steer the ship, ensuring that it stays on course, and to offer guidance when the seas get rough. The IMF provides a safety net, stepping in to help countries that are struggling with balance of payments problems. This financial institution has an extensive reach, with its influence felt in every corner of the globe. From the bustling metropolis of Tokyo to the vast plains of Africa, the IMF's policies and programs have a direct impact on the economic health of nations. Yet, the IMF's power is not just limited to financial assistance. It also plays a crucial role in shaping economic policy. Through its surveillance, the IMF keeps an eye on the global economy, identifying potential risks and advising member countries on how to manage them. But the IMF's influence is not always viewed in a positive light. Critics argue that the IMF's policies often favor the wealthy nations, leaving the developing countries to bear the brunt of economic hardships. So here we are, faced with this global behemoth that wields significant influence over our economies. The IMF, a savior of economies in distress, the captain steering the ship of the global economy through stormy seas. But is the IMF really a savior of economies, or is there a darker reality behind this global financial institution? This is a question we'll delve into as we continue to explore the role and impact of the IMF in our global economy. What happens when a developing country turns to the IMF for help? It's a question that brings to light a myriad of concerns. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, is a key player in the global financial sphere, offering financial aid to countries in need. But when it comes to developing nations, the story often takes a different turn. Picture this: a developing nation grappling with economic instability turns to the IMF for assistance. The IMF, in turn, offers a lifeline, a financial aid package. But this package is not without strings attached. It comes tethered with stringent economic reforms, often referred to as structural adjustment policies. These policies, while intended to stabilize the economy, often lead to a cascade of difficulties for the very countries they're supposed to aid. These structural adjustments might include measures such as fiscal austerity, deregulation, and liberalization of trade. On paper, these strategies are designed to create a more efficient and competitive economy, but in reality, they often exacerbate poverty and inequality, stifle growth, and lead to social and political unrest. Take, for example, the case of a few Latin American countries in the early 80s. The implementation of IMF policies led to what is now known as the Lost Decade, a period of economic stagnation and soaring poverty rates. Similarly, in Africa, structural adjustments have been linked to declines in health and education spending, leading to a deterioration in social welfare. Moreover, these policies often lack a tailored approach. The one-size-fits-all strategy, while easy to implement, fails to account for the unique socio-economic context of each country. This lack of customization can result in policies that are not only ineffective, but potentially harmful. To top it off, the IMF's decision-making process has been criticized for being undemocratic. The voting power is skewed in favor of developed nations, leaving developing nations with little say in the policies that directly affect them. The experiences of these countries raise serious questions about the effectiveness and fairness of IMF strategies. The IMF's role in the global economy is undeniable. But is it always a force for good? Or does it sometimes do more harm than good? The answer, it seems, is not black and white. What do leading economists and financial experts think about the IMF? Well, the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has been a topic of heated debate among economic circles. Many experts have raised their voices against the fund's policies. criticizing their approach and impact on the global economy. Nobel laureate economist Joseph Stiglitz has been quite vocal about his reservations. He argues that the IMF's stringent austerity measures often result in more harm than good, pushing nations into deeper recessions. He likens these policies to medieval medicine, where the cure, often bleeding the patient, was worse than the disease. Then there's the perspective of renowned economist Yanis Varoufakis. He believes that the IMF's policies, particularly in the context of the Greek financial crisis, have been misguided. He contends that the fund's insistence on austerity and structural reforms deepened the economic woes of the country instead of alleviating them. On the other side of the Atlantic, former US Secretary of Labor Robert Reich has also voiced concerns. Reich questions the IMF's influence on developing economies, arguing that their policy prescriptions often prioritize foreign investors over the welfare of local populations. And we can't forget the views of former World Bank chief economist Raghuram Rajan. He expressed concerns over the IMF's one-size-fits-all approach to economic recovery, stating that the fund often overlooks the unique socio-economic contexts of different countries. These criticisms are not isolated. Many other experts, including Danny Roderick, Thomas Piketty and Hajun Chang, have also questioned the IMF's strategies. They argue that the fund's policies often fail to account for the socio-political realities of the countries they seek to assist, leading to unexpected and sometimes disastrous outcomes. These expert opinions paint a grim picture of the IMF's impact on the global economy. It's clear that the conversation around the IMF and its policies is far from settled, and it's one that we all need to be a part of. As we move forward, it's crucial to continue scrutinizing these policies and their outcomes, and to consider alternative approaches that prioritize the well-being of people over profits. If the IMF is not the solution, then what is? Let's delve into the realm of potential alternatives to the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, and explore how they could serve the global economy in a more equitable and sustainable manner. One avenue to explore is the creation of regional financial institutions. These bodies, akin to the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank or the Latin American Reserve Fund, could offer a more tailored approach to financial assistance. They have a better understanding of regional dynamics, cultural nuances, and unique economic challenges, allowing them to curate policies that are more in tune with local needs. Another alternative could be the implementation of a global financial regulatory authority. This would aim to prevent economic crises rather than merely responding to them. It would work to ensure financial stability, regulate international banking practices, and promote sustainable economic growth on a global scale. Moreover, we could look at the potential of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. These digital assets offer the possibility of decentralizing financial power, reducing the role of large institutions, and offering more direct control to the people. While this is still a burgeoning field, it's one that holds enormous potential. In addition to these, we must also consider the role of sustainable and equitable economic strategies. This includes promoting fair trade, encouraging responsible lending and borrowing, and fostering economic policies that prioritize the environment and social well-being. Lastly, the role of education cannot be overstated. A well-informed public can make better financial decisions, hold institutions accountable, and drive the demand for more equitable economic policies. In essence, the alternatives to the IMF are not singular, but rather a multifaceted approach that combines regional understanding, global regulation, technological advancements, sustainable economic strategies, and an informed public. These alternatives aim not just to remedy economic issues, but to prevent them, and not just to grow wealth, but to distribute it more equitably. So, to answer the question, if the IMF is not the solution, then what is? We say it's a combination of all these alternatives and more. The global economy deserves a financial institution that serves all nations equitably and sustainably. The IMF's impact on the global economy is a matter of concern for all of us. This isn't just a line we're opening with, it's a reality we must confront. The International Monetary Fund, with its towering influence and seemingly unassailable authority, shapes the economic landscapes of nations around the globe. But there's a darker side to this story, a side we've delved into, a side that needs to come into the light. We've unpacked the intricate tapestry of the IMF's impact, the way it interacts with developing countries, the expert opinions on its policies, and the alternatives to this global giant. But this isn't just about sharing information, it's about creating a dialogue, a conversation that extends beyond this video and into our everyday lives. The power of knowledge is immense, but it's a power that grows exponentially when shared. And that's where you come in. We've done our part. We've pulled back the curtain on the IMF, revealing its inner workings and its often overlooked consequences. But now, it's your turn. Share this video with your colleagues, your friends, your family. Start a conversation, ask questions, challenge assumptions. The more people we can involve in this dialogue, the more informed we all become. Don't just take the information presented here at face value. Dig deeper, scrutinize, analyze. The world of economics may seem daunting, but it's a world that affects us all, whether we're economists or not. Let's not be passive consumers of information, but active participants in shaping our economic future. Let's challenge the status quo, question the accepted narratives, and strive for a more equitable and sustainable global economy. The IMF is a behemoth, but it's not invincible. It's subject to the same scrutiny and criticism as any other institution. And that scrutiny, that criticism, it begins with us. So let's start today. Let's use the knowledge we've gained to foster a more informed, more critical global community. Share this video, spread the word, and let's raise awareness about the true impact of the IMF on our global economy.